on finding your sweet spot in life, Ikigai, but not just Ikigai, Ikigai plus. Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its entire life thinking it's an idiot. This quote highlights to us that even in nature, every creature has its particular spot, its particular element, the point in life, the circumstances around it where it will not just survive, but thrive. We can call this its sweet spot. I think as human beings, we also have our sweet spots in life. And I believe it will be a worthwhile endeavor to try and identify or locate our sweet spot. I came across this concept floating around the internet for many years now. Ikigai. Ikigai. It's a Venn diagram that highlights the different areas or arenas in our lives. It's a useful tool for helping us to find this sweet spot. There are some parallel concepts that we can come across concerning this. Ancient wisdom says a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before King. Dharma, performing one's duty in life, doing the thing that we are meant to do, or calling, or gifting, or genius. So I'd like to look at this concept a little closer and see what we could learn from it. Let's go. So, as mentioned before, it's a Venn diagram. We are going to look at what exactly the diagram states. So, it's composed of 4 main circles, the first of which is what you love. It's a joy to do it. We enjoy doing those tasks. Then, there are the things that we are actually good at. When it comes to the competence level, in terms of performing that task successfully, natural aptitude, natural talents, we're good at it. Then we may look at what are the demands for the things that we do. Is it something that the world needs? Supply and demand. Is there a demand for what we do? Not just from a business perspective, but on the whole, when we look at the news, when we look at life, and when we look at what's going on in the world, is it something that the world needs? Then what we can be paid for. So there are activities, there are things that we can expend time and resources and energy into in exchange for some sort of payment. Now, if we were to find something that we love and that we are good at, the intersection there would be termed our passion. You're both good at the thing as well as you enjoy doing it. That's a nice spot, right? But as you could see from the faint circles there, as we've put the circles together, what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, your passion encapsulates that which you love and that which you're good at, but it may not necessarily be that which the world needs. It may not necessarily be what you can be paid for. So being the smart person that you are, I could see that you could see where this is going. Yeah. Let's look at another intersection. Next, we have that area where we're doing a thing we love to do, and it's also something that the world needs. And persons have termed this space or mission. We're doing what's needed. We also love to do it. We are on mission. And as we can see from the faint circles here, it may be what's needed by the world. It may be something that we love, but we may not necessarily be good at it, nor are we necessarily able to be paid for it, recompensed, remunerated, rewarded for the thing monetarily. Next, we have another intersection, which is what the world needs and what we can be paid for. So there is a demand for the thing, for that activity, and we can be paid for it. And that's termed, we could call that our vocation, a calling, a vocation. Yeah. And as we can see, we may not necessarily love what we do, nor are we good at it. It could be the thing that we get paid for, the world needs, but we neither like it, love it, or are good at it. Then we have the thing that we're good at and what we can be paid for. And we could call this a profession. We're good at it, we can be paid for it. It may not be what the world needs. Maybe you're good at something that's bad. Maybe you're good at something that's irrelevant, and you get paid for it, but you don't love it, and it's not what the world needs. So that space is kind of be like it be like your profession. And here we have a picture of all the different categories. Now there are also some little in-between spots. So let's dive into those interstitial the in-between spots. So first, we have that space that's an intersection between what you're good at, what you love, and what the world needs. But you may not necessarily be financially paid for it. That's the intersection between your passion and your mission. So what's missing from this particular circle here is finances. And so you see in this area, you may feel delight, you may feel a sense of fullness, but no wealth. The other space, which is the intersection between what you love, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for, or that mix between your mission and your vocation, this is the space where there may be excitement or of some complacency, but it's accompanied by a sense of uncertainty, because what's missing here is that you're not actually good at it. So you could be in a position where your longevity is threatened because you're not competent at the thing. Yeah, so it's excited, you like it, you get paid for it, it's what the world needs, but you're not good at it. Next, we have that intersection between what the world needs, what you can be paid for, what you're good at. That mixture between a profession and a vocation. In this spot, we may feel comfortable, but a feeling of emptiness is there because we simply don't love what we do. There's no passion there. And then we have that space where it's between what we love, what we're good at, what we can be paid for. That mix between our passion and our profession, but it's not what the world needs. And here, we may have a sense of satisfaction, but a feeling of uselessness. In the grand scheme of things, is what I'm contributing to. Am I making a contribution? Am I making a difference in the world? Am I making an impact? Yeah, I'm paying the bills. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm good at it. But is it making a difference? That's that spot there. And so here we have the complete diagram. So at the center point of all of these categories, we have our Ikigai, a reason for being, our sweet spot in life. That area where we love what we do, we're good at it, the world needs it, and we can be paid for it. And that is a sweet spot indeed. That's where the monkey is swinging through the branches. That's where the fish is swimming in the ocean or in the pond. That's where the bird is flying through the air, where the ant is doing its ant stuff. The kangaroo is doing its kangaroo stuff. You're in your element. You're not just surviving, but you are thriving here. Let's clean this up. That's where this is. Okay, so we've learned what Ikigai is. It's a Venn diagram, a very useful conceptual tool to look at these 4 different areas and identify what's the intersection, between those 4 things. That's essentially what it is. Now I want to ask, why is this important? Why should we care? Why pursue our Ikigai? Why pursue that sweet spot in life? Well, I would say fulfillment. What would be the consequence of continuing to use your limited time and life and heartbeats and energy and resources in a position where one of the 4 of those things are lacking? Now, yes, everyone has different priorities. You may have different priorities at this point in your life, but across the long term, this could lead to a feeling of fulfillment in your life, looking back and realizing that, hey, this was a good spot. This is a good spot to be in. Next, finding our sweet spot in life can have a ripple effect. when you are passionate and when you are making a difference in the world and you're being paid for what you do and you're actually good at it, just imagine the consequence of that and all of the lives that you will touch as you pursue passionately the thing that makes you come alive, that sustains you and your family and your community in the long run. So why? Both for yourself and others. Now, that's great and all, but how do we find it? You might say, Daniel, I don't know what I love. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what the world needs. I don't know what I can be paid for. So how do you go about doing that? Excellent question, my friend. Thank you for asking. So I have, in my time on earth, as I've been trying to pursue my own sweet spot, I've come across some useful questions, some useful tools that help to guide my thinking in trying to determine these different things. So I have a couple questions that you can ask yourself, and I'm gonna share those. But in essence, the way to find your Ikigai is through trial and error. Intelligent trial and error. Meaning you're not just gonna try things for trying its sake, but you're going to be collecting data points. You're going to be trying something, reflecting on the past, and seeing if there's anything that indicates to you that this is worth your time. You could think of it like trying to find your favorite ice cream flavor in an ice cream shop. There are many different ice cream flavors, and sometimes you may need to try and taste lots of different flavors until you determine the one that you like. So, when it comes to finding the thing that you love, how do we find the thing that we love? Here are a couple of questions that I'd like you to jot down. Perhaps you use it as a journal prompt and explore these further. And this can help you to determine, to find your sweet spot in life. The first question for journaling and for exploring is, if God told you that try something and no matter what you wouldn't feel, what would you try? Number 2, what would you do if you were brave? What would you do if you were brave? Number 3, what are the things that make you angry? In the world, in society, perhaps on a task level, when you see a shabby job done at it, it makes you angry, it makes you upset at one level because you know that you could do a great job at it. On the other level, in the world, what are the things that make you angry and you want to make a difference and you want to actually do something about it? This could be a hint. What are the things in your childhood that gave you joy? So reflect on your childhood. What are the things that you could remember engaging in that made you have so much fun and so much joy? All right, this one is a little bit in the side of some what's called shadow work with Jungian psychology and looking into the shadow parts of the self, the emotions that aren't so welcomed or society so acceptable readily by society, some of the quote-unquote negative emotions. And an interesting one is, who are you envious of? Who are you jealous of? Look around your circles, look around your life. Who are the persons that you're jealous of? You wish that could be you. Examine what it is about that person or what it is that they're doing, what they have, etc., that's making you feel that feeling of jealousy. In a positive way, who are the persons that you admire that you could say, hey, you know what, if I could do what they're doing, that would be so amazing. What makes you lose track of time? What makes you forget to eat? The hours are just passing and whooshing by. Take note of that. What can you see yourself doing repeatedly and indefinitely? Here's a really interesting one. What are the compliments you tend to take for granted? It could be something that you're so good at that when someone compliments you, you're just like, it's nothing. That could be the thing that you're so good at and you don't recognize that because you think everyone is good at it, but it's not the case. You are good at it. And when persons compliment you, it doesn't hit home. It doesn't resonate as much because it's so taken for granted in your own mind. That's a hint as well. Okay, all right. The things that you can be paid for. Now, in the world of business, if there's no demand, you have no business. So you may need to explore what are the things, what are the jobs in our society that have an existing market. There are people that need the thing. Jim Rohn says, we don't get paid for time, we get paid for value. What are the ways that you can bring value to the marketplace? What are the ways that you can solve problems that persons in the marketplace have? The things where persons will gladly give you their cash to say, here, solve this problem for me. Give me some food. Provide this service for me. I want this product to make my life easier, more convenient, save me time, save me effort, save me energy. These are some things to look into. Maybe it's a job area. Look at the high paying jobs and why that is. What feels like play? It doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel difficult. It feels like play. What are the dreams and the mental images in your mind that don't go away? They've been in your mind for years and years and years and years. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. That's not going away. The ideas, the dreams, those are things that you could look into. What are the news stories that really pulls at you? You see that and you say, somebody needs to do something about that. What are the things that catch your interest? If you're switching through the channels and this topic comes on, or I'm saying channels, if you're scrolling through your feed and a video or an article on this particular topic comes on, it grabs your attention. What are those things? So here's a bonus tip. I would like you to check out what your personality type is. An easy one that I like and I enjoy is called the Myers-Briggs personality, and you could find that I'll put a link to it in the video description, 16personalities.com. and after doing that test and that assessment, it gives you a description of your personality type with its strengths and weaknesses. And there are also some look at the career section and the different jobs that are suited to persons with your particular personality style. And so we have a robust understanding of what Ikigai is. But let's take this a step further. Let's go to Ikigai Plus. You see, I want to ask you a question. We may find our actual sweet spot. However, it may be only concerned about the temporary here and now within this lifetime. But I want to introduce a fifth circle that encapsulates the entire diagram and ask the question, what is profitable into eternity? Yes, we may be able to find our sweet spot in life. We may be able to find the thing that we're good at, that we love, that the world needs and that we can be paid for. And that is indeed a blessing. It is a gift. But would it make a difference in eternity? Beyond when it's all said and done, when we leave this life, would it be profitable? Or would it be that we've spent our time building elaborate sandcastles only for the waves to come and wash it away, as opposed to something that's etched in eternity in a profitable way? Now, of course, I am a believer in God. I am a believer in Christ. And my Lord says something like this. He says, what shall it profit a man or a woman if he or she gains the entire world but loses his or her own soul? And so as you pursue your sweet spot in life, I would like for you to contemplate beyond life. Pursue a profitable existence, that which is profitable beyond the here and now and profitable into eternity. And that will be a plus, an addition to Ikigai. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. Remember, it's a trial and error thing. So as I spoke about Ikigai Plus, and that's something that piques your interest, please go ahead and check out my most important message to the world. It may give you some more food for thought. If you are also someone that enjoys thinking about the deeper things in life, check out my first video, 001, I forget the name of it. What if we should have an untimely passing? It's not too morbid, it's just to help us reflect on what it is that we're aiming at, and are we enjoying the journey along the way? Or you may enjoy an understanding of what is the answer to the problem of humanity. That's a good one. You know, we are all part of systems, and see what it is that you can do about things. Head down to Danieclectic.com, where I'll have a bunch of articles and links, resources, different things that I've collected and curated just for you. If you're a person that enjoys this video, you may find something there that's enjoyable to you. And I want to encourage you to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Everyone has a part to play. You have a part to play. I have a part to play. Let's do it. Let's do it. So yeah, see you on the next one.